Okay, let's get started on layout 3. Now, what we're going to do for both pages is some prep. And on both pages, I'm starting with page 1 here. I'm going to do these prep and then put them back in order. And then I'm going to do the prep for page 2 pieces. So I think that everything on the bottom is fairly horizontal, except maybe this pink piece. And then everything on the top, not horizontal, but vertical, more vertical. Let me see. I'm checking this one. Yep, this one. So the lines go this way, and then the flowers go this way. Everything else is longer vertically. And that's important because we're going to distress the edges, not only with ink, but also with an edge distressor, if you have one of those. If you don't, I'm going to show you how to do it with your scissors. So let's do that. Now, it wouldn't hurt on this page to distress the sides of these pieces too, but really kind of ink up the top and the bottom. And that's with espresso. We're going to be doing this on the cards too, quite a bit when we make the cards. So let's just go through and I'm going to do, this is all layout 1. And then we'll set this aside and do layout 2 for distressing. So I'm just going to do this on all these pieces. And I'm especially making it darker a little bit at the top and the bottom. And on the sides, it doesn't matter as much. All right. So I can't remember if I've already told you, but my son had an excellent interview with the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. He's graduating from college in a few days. And this is the pinnacle. This is the pinnacle for a person like him, is to work at the Smithsonian. He said it went fabulous. He said he barely needed to talk because they were raving about his resume. So he's pretty sure he's going to get it. So now he's looking for apartments, and this brings out the mom in me for sure, because I'm like, oh, Washington, D.C., it's dangerous, and there's so much crime, and, you know, is he going to be safe? And, you know, Sam, you got to live in a safe area. You got to make sure, you know, that whatever transportation into the city is safe and stuff. We've got, you know, I want you to stay safe. That's the main thing, because, right, as mothers, we are just fear for their lives basically all the time. And it doesn't matter that he's almost 26, you know, I still have that, you know, fearing that, you know, something would happen to him. So I've been doing a little research myself, kind of looking in areas, and he's been doing a lot of research, trying to find an area to live in that he can afford, because, oh my gosh, you know, over by the actual museum, it's $2,000 to $3,000 for a one-bedroom apartment. All right, so let's do this. So I'm going to show you how to do it with scissors, and then I'm just for time's sake, I'm going to do it with my distressing tool, which, close to my heart, used to sell, we don't sell anymore, but I'm sure you can buy these. And but the same thing you can do, oh, let me bring this a little closer, with your scissors. So you're roughing up the edges, and you only have to do the tops and the bottoms. And let me put my hand here so you can kind of see. That's what we're going for. So just roughing up the edges, top and bottom. And I'm going to do it a little bit faster with my distressor, but I don't know, it's probably still the same amount of time. But I find it a little bit easier. So, you know, look out there. I'm sure you can find one of these for sale somewhere. And that just, now she actually had people rolling these edges, but what a pain. You're going to have to basically wet it and then kind of roll it with your fingers, and forget that. So this is going to give you the same effect, much easier. So anyway, yeah, I'm wondering if we're gonna have to go out there with him, and you know, I'm sure he's gonna need a little bit of help on the the deposit for the apartments out there. The apartments he's looking at right now are about $1,200. Oh my gosh, it's just so crazy. But maybe help him move some of his stuff too. He does have a truck now, so that will help. And I said, you know, declutter, you know, there's so many things you can buy out there, even for cheap. You know, I've told you guys about the secondhand shop that's right down the block from me. And you can find so many very good things at low prices in secondhand shops. I said to get started, he's not going to need too much. He's lived in apartments, so he does have like some pots and pans, that kind of thing. And even those at the secondhand stores are super cheap. So he's got, what did he say? Did he say he had a bed, I think, that he can take? But you don't need to take too much, you know, when you're just starting out. Just some basics. All right, those ones are done. I'm going to keep the small ones, the smaller ones, down at the bottom, so they're easy to just grab when we do this. And let me pull out the same pieces for page 2. And we'll keep the larger ones at the top. Now, feel free to distress your, with some ink, distress the mats if you want to. I'm probably not going to. But let's go through and ink them first. Thicker ink on the top and the bottom. So we'll see how all of this works out. It's hard for me that he's gonna go away far. Not so much that because I'll miss him, but because I will. But you know, there's always, you know, FaceTime and all that stuff. But it's just when they're out of your control, you can't keep them safe, you know. So that's the hard part, is not knowing if he's safe. Because I'm lucky that my kids have lived fairly near us. One is in Lansing, one is in Kalamazoo, and one is in Stevensville. So they're all not too far away. I can see them, you know, whenever I feel like making the drive. But Washington, D.C. is completely different. But when I was young, when I was in my 20s, I went off to California and went and lived there. So I certainly can't discourage him from going after his dreams, because I went after mine. But it will be hard for me. Luckily, my husband, one of the offices that is connected to his company is in Washington, D.C. So sometimes he will just have to go there for work, so he can go and see Sam. And then, of course, we'll make occasional trips out there to see him. And my niece lives there too, so that'll be fun. And I'm hoping that she can help him a little bit. Well, while he first goes out there to share her knowledge of what she's learned. Although I doubt if she's there much, because she's a flight attendant. So I know she's traveling a lot, but she should know some stuff that can help him. He's looking to possibly move to Maryland, which is right outside of DC, and then just take a train or whatever into the city. I sure hope that they're safe. All right, so I got this. Let's go ahead and distress tops and bottoms of those. And that'll just be a cool, again, old look. So it must be Jennifer had the same idea as I did. You're going to see when you see the card workshop that I really made the cards look old. I wanted to make them look like they'd been sitting in a drawer for years and handled a lot, because they were so appreciated. And so that's what I'll be working on next, actually. Doing the videos for those. The cards are done, but showing you how to do them. And so Jennifer must have had the same basic idea, that she would make everything look old, especially on this layout. So, but it is a cool look, and it just goes with the mood of this paper so much. Let me check and see if camera's moving okay. Looks like it is. Make sure you keep those yellow flowers up so they're going in the right direction. Not too much to this one. We're just going to be laying down, you know, of course she has no measurement, so we'll just be laying down all of these pieces, gluing them down, and then doing a couple mats, and then just the embellishments. So I think it should go fairly fast. And by the way, I think the only thing that's different is it the wider paper, the one that's a square for the pink, goes on layout 1, whereas the smaller one goes on layout 2. And everything else, I think we're about the same size on both pages. And I'm kind of looking at the close-up of all these, and it doesn't look too hard. We do need to do a little prep on the page, of course, using some more of that stencil. And we're almost done here. All right, this looks awesome. Let's get this out of the way. And I want to go back to actually do layout 1 in the right order this time. So, luckily the papers are perfectly square for the white here. And so all we need to do is get your sponge and your toffee ink, or what kind of ink I have. That's espresso that I have out. I can't remember if she wanted us to stress from toffee or espresso, but I've been doing espresso. Now this one looks like we've got some dots at the upper left. And dots kind of lower center. I'm just gonna put them everywhere there because a lot of them will be covered up, and I'm gonna tilt this a bit so that it's not going straight across there, and here. Okay. And she's even like smudged a bit. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more sponging. And let's do page 2, which looks like a little bit upper right. And I'll smudge a little bit. And then middle. And a little smudging. And across the center, basically. Some smudging. All right. Set that aside. Move this one out. Move page 1 back. Do we need to worry? I think we're good with going ahead and putting the white onto the mist. And if your fingers are a little smudged up from that ink and you get fingerprints on it, that's okay. Because when you see what I did to the cards, I actually specifically put fingerprints on the cards. It's gonna make it look aged. Okay, get that in the center there. Left upper is the toffee paper here. Looks like it's about 1 inch down from the top, 1/2 inch from the side. I'm gonna try to keep that fairly straight without a ruler. Next to it is this page, and let me see up. That overlaps the toffee, and it's about 1/2 inch from the top. Overlapping toffee just slightly, maybe, or toffee overlapping it. Well, maybe the toffee is overlapping. So I'll just put it right next to it like that. And then the pink Looks like it slightly overlaps the blue ivy. Isn't that Beyonce's daughter's name? Blue Ivy. And I just want to make sure it's kind of straight. Like that. And then now this goes over here, it looks like. And it's only some of it's going to show. So I'm just going to bring it down 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches, and then about 1/4 inch from the right-hand side. Like that. And then the yellow floral paper. And that's just going to go overlapping and then about 1/4 inch from the left-hand side and, oh, I don't know, 2/3 down the page for the bottom here. Like that. And then let's do the bottom. So it looks like right-hand side is the green. I'll hold that up for you. And that's about 1/4 inch away, but flush with the bottom of the white paper. Next to it is, oh, and I'm seeing a little bit of a, that must be a sticker. I'm not sure if I saw that. I see there's just a little bit of a border sticker. I wonder if she cut this up because I don't see it anywhere else on here. Do you guys see that on the paper? She's got a little bit of this on there. We didn't use that in, oh, we are using that on the other page. I think that maybe she, although there is just, oh, there is a little, yep, right here. There is a little banner there. So I didn't, that is marked, I guess. It's just not marked as being from the whole thing there. So, okay, we're good. I'm done with all the mistakes, hopefully. All right, so before we put this one down, it looks like the pink is down first. So let me hold that one up for you. Like that. And that's kind of a little bit of ways away from the green, maybe a 1/2 inch. And then in between them is this yellow. This is gonna look awesome. And just line it up with the bottom. Oh, I love that roughed up look. Okay, now before we put the next piece down, let's put the little stamp piece. And that is right here. And let's distress it a little bit. And I'll show it to you again. So it's basically that postage stamp look. And that is gonna go over the pink to the upper left, like this. And then next to that pink, there is a sticker. Get your sticker sheet out, and that is this one right here. The little one that says Paris on it. And that goes kind of right next to it, or even slightly tucked. Okay, and then now we will put over that this piece. And that you're gonna have to, that's gonna get some good adhesive on there because it kind of will go over that chipboard, which is higher, you know. So get some good adhesive on it. And then over that is gonna be this green. And that goes about 1/2 inch from the side, but overlapping the blue. Not 1/2 inch, I'm sorry, 1/4 inch. Overlapping the blue. And then in between is this piece of toffee. And that's going down to the bottom in between those two. Then the word Marseille from the stickers. If you want to distress it, you can to make that pop out a little bit, but I'll just do a little bit. And that goes overlapping the two papers, that blue ivy and the toffee. And then we need that little banner that's from the middle of that word. What is that? Life or something like that. And that goes down at the bottom here. In between the blue ivy and the pink, but flush with the bottom. Let me hold that up so you can see how that's looking. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. Before we put them, let's put the, we could pop up, we could pop up the, well, we only need to really tuck one thing, so I don't think we need to pop up the left mat. So instead, and where did my mats go to? There they are. Upper left on this toffee paper is a sticker, and that's this 5-cent one here, the lighter one. I'm gonna sponge just slightly, just because the rest is so sponged. And then put that upper left of that toffee paper, leaving a little bit of an edge. And then I think we can put our flowers. So on the stickers, this flower right here, it's probably meant to tuck under there. I'm going to cut it. So cut basically the bottom leaves off. If you want to distress that, you know, a little, you can. And then I'm gonna just, that goes sort of sideways right here, and I'm just gonna push it right up against that toffee. And then on top of it goes our little grouping of flowers. Yellow, is that the right ones? Yes, these yellow ones here. And again, let's cut a little bit. I'm gonna cut at an angle there. And put those over the pinks. Like that. Then get your 4x4 mat. Put your picture on it or your photo placeholder. And that is just gonna go about like this. It looks like they maybe overlapped the flowers slightly over the mat, but that's okay. So and it's kind of 2/3 of the way up that stamp, 1/4 of an inch from the left of the toffee. And if you wanted to, you could overlap a little bit of that flower, but yeah, I'm not even gonna worry about it. So if you haven't put the flowers down, I guess you could overlap them. And then we need to go back, get a banner from down here, distress it slightly. And that goes over the photo. Now, if you don't have your photo down like me, you might want to do something a little different to it. Like I'm gonna pull it up slightly and put a pop dot there. Actually, I'll put a pop dot or some tape here on the whole thing, but only take the paper off of the top part, the top pop dot. So that'll be this one. And then I'm gonna lift it up slightly above the photo so that I can slip that in later, and that actually makes the flowers work well too. And then right next, on top of it is a sticker that says smile. Yep, you can distress that if you want. Just do a tiny bit, and that just goes on top of that. Okay. Another mat. I want to make sure we're not tucking under or anything below this mat. So now we've got this brown one. Put your photo on or your photo placeholder. And this is going to go up a little bit higher than your other photo. And a little bit, not too far from the other photo, I'm gonna put about a 1/2 inch in between. And I am gonna lightly put it down because I wanna check it with my ruler. So I'm putting it about 2 inches from the left-hand side. And I just wanna make sure it's straight. Like that. Up at the upper right is another little tag right here. Again, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put foam tape all over it, but only take and put foam tape at the top where I will actually allow the adhesive to work. So I'm gonna stick that just above my photo and distress it and put it right here. Okay, and now let's work on the middle. So we've got the stamped blue flower. Looks like it goes down first. And that is gonna go just touching your 4x4 mat. So I'm gonna kind of curve it that way. We may have to clip things later, but I wanna do this right. Okay, and then on your stickers, you've got this big one. And that's gonna go down. I'm not gonna let it touch my 4x6 photo, so I'm just gonna put it right next to it. And then we've got a couple other stickers. Now, because I don't want these to touch, I don't want the top one to touch my photo, I'm gonna put foam tape on this one. And any part that's touching my photo will not get the adhesive showing. So I'm just going to put 2 pieces here, like this. And then this one, I'm gonna leave the paper on, and the other one that goes below the photo, I will have the adhesive showing. Now, let's see. This next sticker is the other one that's with that right here. And this you can go ahead and lay straight down. I'm about to just tuck it a little bit there. And then our yellow, grouping of yellow, those are kind of like daffodils. But let's see, those are on top of the blue. Let's do the blue first. So the gray first. And those just lay down on your big leaves there. Just above the postage stamp part down there. And then the yellow goes above it. And that's gonna lay in between the top greenery and the gray flowers. And now we've got the big and sign from your chipboard. Get that distressed a bit. And then that's gonna go kind of in the middle of everything. She's really distressed, that one, so let me put just a little bit more on there. I think I can get this with my runner. And then that slightly goes over the photo. I'm going to put it just a touch down so that it doesn't go too much over my photo. And then the pink sticker here. And I'm gonna distress the edges. And it looks like she tucked the part of that and sign over it. So that just lays down there, and I'm gonna need to put a little bit of pop under it because it's not laying completely flat. So a little pop tape right at the bottom of it. Because all of those things piled up together didn't make it very flat. Okay, like that. And then a little heart from the chipboard right here. I think, see, this one says layout 2. I must have missed a heart on layout 2, so make sure you go back and check that. See if you've got another one. Might as well use all the chipboard you can, right? And then I'm gonna glue this one. And that goes right lower right. Okay, let's see if we got any more decorating. I think that's it. So here is page 1. Let's set that aside. Work on page 2. Get this laid down. Center. And like that. Okay. Now we're just going to do the same thing on the next page. We'll start right hand side with the toffee paper. And that is going to go about 3/8 of an inch from the right hand side. And looks like maybe an inch down from the white, from the top of the white. Just kind of looking at this to judge it. And next they put that blue down again. So we're gonna have to kind of judge that. That looks like maybe about 4 inches from the left-hand side, 3 to 4 from the left-hand side of the white paper. And then over that goes your yellow floral. And that's about 1/4 of an inch from the side and about an inch down from the white. And then green next, I think. It's kind of hard to tell. And that's going kind of in between, well, it's gonna go, the pink's coming over it. So let's say that the bottom part here is about inch and a, well, about an inch, I'd say, from the, this side here, right here, this would be about an inch out from the blue. This is not a, you know, a perfect thing here on this, so don't worry about it. It's just to lay a background. And then the pink up at the top, overlapping the blue and the toffee. All right, now under this, I might as well put this, I see one piece actually is supposed to go a little bit under the green, but let me get that sticker before I miss it. And that is this postcard sticker. So I guess it's supposed to tuck a little bit under this green. If you can, if not, just leave it. And I'm gonna bring it down just to the very bottom of the toffee so we have room for the mat up there. And then the blue sticker, and I didn't distress that one, but you can. The blue stamp sticker goes kind of over the postmark on that. All right, before we finish that, let's go down to the bottom and do these bottom pieces. Okay, so looks like the longer of the 2 green pieces goes on the left. And get that right down with the bottom, about 1/4 inch from the edge, but flush with the bottom of the white paper. And then move over towards the center of your white paper and put the pink like that. And then over the pink and the green, we'll go the floral. And again, touching the bottom of the white paper. And then over the pink, well, no, we went to the green first. So this green, smaller green. It's gonna go right edge, about a 1/4 inch from the right edge, and then flush with the bottom. And then this will go over both. And then we've got one last piece of that toffee. And that kind of goes over the pink, the yellow, and the blue. Like that. Okay, let's decorate. Oh, we gotta put our mats down too. Let me see, I wanna see what else is under them. So, where this stamp set is, we need this pink flower that's off your stickers. You can distress it if you want. And that, might as well cut that stem off. We're not gonna need much of that. That's gonna go over the stamp. It actually goes under the stamp, so if you can lift it, go ahead and put it there. If not, just put it over it. Next to that is a little arrow from the chipboard. And that's here. And do a little distressing on that. It's gonna go pointing towards those pink flowers. And there's a heart and flowers here. So I think that's the blue flowers. And you're not gonna need all of them. So you can basically cut off most of them. And that's gonna go, you can tuck it or just lay it against the bottom of the toffee there. They're almost upside down. And then we've got, I think it's this heart, the smaller, yeah, the smaller of the hearts, but the kind of the long skinny kind of heart. And distress that. And let's put that right here over the flowers. Like that. And let me hold all of that up so you can see that whole cluster. And then before we put our photo down, we also need this flower, and that's gonna go up about 1/2 inch from the top of the pink, it looks like, because that's gonna go under that photo mat. And then next to that goes the yellow stickers, yellow floral stickers. And you probably could cut part of the stems off, but I'll just stick it down there. And that goes kind of next to the blue flowers at a tilt. And then we can put our mat down. Put your photo on it. And so that lays a little bit across the stamp, a little over the envelope, and the flowers peeking out at the top. So kind of judge that the best you can. You might want to even put foam tape there. I'm gonna try and lay it down. So about there. Actually, I have it a little bit more to the right onto the toffee paper. And I just want to make sure that's straight, so I'm gonna lightly put it down while I put my ruler down. And that looks like about 2 inches down from the top, sort of. So that makes this look crooked, but I want it to be straight. I think it's more important that the photo is straight than the actual paper behind it. And that photo is almost straight. there. Okay, good enough. And then we can, I guess let's wait on the bird for a minute and put the other mat on. Like that. It's gonna go right next to it, and I'm going to kind of cover up where my thing looks crooked because that will bother me. And so that looks like, I don't know, maybe a good 1.5 inches from the top of the paper. And I'm just gonna move it a little closer to this first mat, and that'll help me line it up too. And let me check on before I push it all the way down, I'm just gonna check on this side to make sure I've lined up that mat fairly straight. Okay. Done. How does this look? Well, this one doesn't look straight now. Let me make sure I did it right. So from the left edge, no, I think that's pretty right. So it might be my other one's a little off. Let me get that again. See, these are the things that bother me. If my mat is not straight. I'm gonna lift it just slightly. That looks a little better. Okay. Like that. Now we need a big bird. He's right here. You can distress him a little bit if you want. And, oh, it looks like we got a little bit of one more little banner on this. So this banner right here. So before you put your bird down, this is gonna go under it. I've gotten adept at holding one sticker on my finger while putting something else down. Now, I don't want to put that all the way down for me, so I think I will pop that up at the top. Just doing that same technique again because I don't have my photos with me. And yesterday, I got some other paper in that I'm also looking at for my French pictures, so not sure if I'm going to use Cosette for them because I like this other paper too, and I have more of it. So still debating on that, although I think they would look awesome on these, but this other paper is really pretty too. So let me just the top is all I'm going to put up there, and a bird. So let me see, he's gonna kind of, but that's not sticking very well. Hope that's gonna be okay. I might let him lean over the other photo just a touch, or let me see how they really have him, quite a bit of him on this photo, don't they? All right, so I'm gonna put a little piece of foam tape on his tail because that's gonna touch my photo. And everything else, I think, maybe his head, I might put just a little on his head. We'll see here. But I don't think I'm gonna take the sticky thing off. So I will off the tail is gonna, yeah, that's gonna touch my photo, and the head is gonna probably touch my photo. So I'm gonna leave those on, but I still have enough stickiness on the actual sticker to stick right down to that banner. So nothing's gonna touch my photo, but that's still sticking down. Okay, over here we're gonna need this piece here, this little tab. Get that distressed. And I think we got all this will be it for the top part. And this tab is also gonna get that same treatment because I don't have a photo. Now if you have your photo, just put it directly down. You'll be good. But if you don't, then this is the way to do it. So I'm gonna not take the sticky off of this. And I will take it off of this piece. Like that. Okay, down here at the bottom, we have a little stamp from the stickers here, and that can sort of tuck, and you might have some room to tuck because of that distressed edge. If not, just lay it on top or cut it. I'm gonna just tuck that under there, and then I've got, this is gonna show me if I'm missing tons of pieces from other things. I've still got a little heart here. Where did that go? Okay, a little heart is gonna go down here. And the big elongated heart. And then what else do I have? I have another arrow here. Did I miss that somewhere on layout 1? Let me switch back to layout 1. Yep, I do see I needed an arrow up by that stamp. So we'll go back to layout 1 in a moment. I just want to make sure I get all these things that I labeled for you. Layout 3 gets an arrow. And I think we got everything else. Okay, so let's distress these hearts. We'll be done with the page 2 after this. We missed one arrow on the other page and maybe a little heart too. There might be one more heart left. I don't know if I marked it, but I see one heart left. Okay, so this one goes down to the left of the stamp or right overlapping the stamp. And then this one goes, oh, and we've got one more skinny arrow too. This little heart goes over the toffee paper. And then there is a little arrow, skinny. Where is that baby? That might be in the, did that fall out? Let me see. That might be had fallen out of this square. So let me check here. Yep, so that fell out of the square. That keeps falling off. Little distressing. And that goes pointing to the left under the hearts. I'll just draw a line of glue. And I think we got all of those for that. Let's just go back to page 1 real quickly. Take a look at that first. And let's get, we've got one heart and one arrow that I missed. So right here is the big fat arrow, and then it must be that I didn't label this heart, but that's layout 3. Okay, so just distress them briefly. Let me get my example up. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all we missed. Except that, what did I say? There was one for layout 2? Maybe not. Did I miss something on layout 2? Actually, we might be good. All right. And so this heart goes right here, up by the 5 cents. You could pop that up too if you wanted to. And then the arrow goes right next to it. I'm gonna draw a line of glue. And it's a miracle, but I think we may have finally made it through Jennifer's layouts with much distress. Okay, in more ways than one, right? So there is left-hand page. And here is right-hand page. She doesn't, oh wait, we missed something. Just see it now. Oh my gosh, good. I'm glad I saw it. There is a little bit more. Oh, so we're not quite through. We still got a title, because I was just sitting there going, where's the title? Okay, the title is some stickers over here. And I see just a little bit left of the title too. Oop, my arrow moved. So, okay, good. Glad to God I saw it. Okay, life. And she's got it a little bit wonky on here, so not necessarily straight across, so it's up to you. Looks like she's just kind of tilted slightly, the I. And then the F is more straight, but down a little, well, no, I guess it's not down that much, but I'll leave it like that. And then the E like that. And then next to it is this flower. I better check my stickers to make sure I didn't miss much else too. Oh, love, see, love this. Yep, love this, and life. Oh, and we do have a couple arrows. I do remember that now. So we will have to go back to page 1. So, oh, we thought we were done. So the flower goes under the blue, and then love, this, and these are pretty tiny for the pop dots, so I'm going to lay them down flat. So one goes over the flower and then under that word. And then we've got these little arrows, and I know that 2 of them were supposed to go on the first page. So they are going to go down here. You can distress them too if you want to. And they go to the right of the blue paper down there, pointing this way. And then there'll be another 2. Oh, we thought we were done. And those are to the right of the mat here. So let me get those distressed. And I don't think I missed anything else. Neither the Close to My Heart layouts or her layouts use those long border strips down here. Unless I missed. I didn't see it on either one. Okay, those are going right to the right of the mat. And then I think we're done. Okay, left-hand page, right-hand page with a title. And we're done, you guys. Now on to the card workshop.